Hello everybody, and welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons! Wasn't sure how I was going to start that. It's just how that ended up. I have so many wires in front of me today. Halloween, Steven. We did it, Skipper. We beat the briny deep. I'm back on me ship, and the jolly is back in me, Roger. A good captain repays his debts, so here be a bit of booty. Keep an unpatched eye on it for me. And then from Diva. You are worthy, Rambler. Had a buddy give me this a long time ago. Seen a lot of action, a lot of good times, a few bad. Passing it along to you, treat it right, or I'll know. Be watching Diva. Okay, so from Gullivar, we get Pirate Rug. From Diva, we get a wall-mounted toolboard. Ooh, I'll take that. I'll gladly take that. Yeah, I've got basically, like, the headphones that are in my ears in front of me. I've also got my, my headset microphone and headset wiring, like, all kind of in front of me. Because I have been having the weirdest computer issues lately. Like, it's dumb. Bam. Tools in the bathroom. So, okay. One, when I've been streaming Final Fantasy XIV, occasionally, my graphics drivers have just crashed. Quite often I'll have to refresh the drivers, or else my second screen starts going screwy. And if I don't do that often enough, the drivers just crash. And from Googling it, I don't know why. Google doesn't know. It's really annoying. Also, I need to put my, my wetsuit away. So, we got that going. On top of that, I was checking, I was checking my, you know, the status of my graphics card in Device Manager. And it was giving me really weird warnings. Basically like, device configured, device can't start, device configured, device can't start. Like, that's what it was kind of just cycling earlier. And it did this while I was away from the computer. So I have no idea what it was actually doing during that time, whether like the screens were flashing or what. Which indicates graphics card might be dying, but it seems a little premature. And I didn't have any issues whatsoever when I was streaming Phantasy Star. But I did with Final Fantasy. Which is weird. Cashew, glad you stopped by, Squeak. Let's talk. Aw, your fairy dress is adorable. Just like you, Squeak. Aw. Thank you, Caroline. Earlier, when my computer went derpy, it wasn't doing anything. I did not have it doing literally anything. It was sitting on the desktop. Which tells me it's not a heat issue. Especially where, like, outside of some probably way too high temperatures while playing Final Fantasy XIV, like, my temperatures are pretty normal. Like, they do get a bit high, but they're within normal parameters. Like, and I've even taken precautions with 14 after realizing that, oh hey, my graphics card was running at about 100 degrees Celsius at its hotspot while playing that game at, like, a full 160 some hertz in some places. So I've basically, as much as I kinda hate having done it, I have limited the frame rate to 60, and that has dropped the temperatures down to like 50 when it's like 20 in here. So it's only 30 above ambient at that point. And, like, I'd probably be perfectly fine if, you know, I had some level of actual, like, cooling in this room. But I don't. So, you know. I'd also probably be fine if I just took the side panel off my computer. I've kind of been tempted to do that, if I'm honest. Like, just take the side panel off and take the extra intake fan off the top of the computer, but I might leave that there, because it is just intake. Wouldn't be a bad thing to have. But, like, yeah. It's, definitely weird. And then, OBS has been giving me grief lately, which is why I have my other microphone unmuted and basically here to assist. You got this, Pinky. You got this. You got this, girl. You got this. Oh, Steven. Hey there, my fabulous bestie. It's the latest. That's what I want to tell you. 1, you're fat. 2, I mean that. 3, there's no 3. I'm saying that to you guys, too. I've already done that before, but I don't care. I'm doing it again. I know I said I was going to take today, doing, like, nothing to kind of reset myself. I still did things today. I do want to make note of that. I'm very bad at doing nothing. I still got my exercise in. I cleaned Frisk's litter box. I didn't, like, go anywhere. Didn't have a shower, even though I could probably use one, but I figured I was going to do some exercise anyway, so it just made sense to have a shower tomorrow. I'm going to try going for a walk tomorrow. Maybe. I mean, okay. Trying to work through the days. Today in real time for me is yesterday for you guys. So, I'm talking about Saturday, for reference when I say tomorrow. So technically today, but not today. Time is weird, man, when you're doing a series like this, and not just talking about the game, but if I was just talking about the game, I'd have nothing to say at this point. Which is why I basically do these videos the way I do them. Plus, I just enjoy yapping with you guys. Like, it's what I enjoy doing. But, yeah, if I'm awake early enough, which I might be, because I'm tired now, so I could go for a nap. Which is probably all it would be, because I probably wouldn't actually be able to fully sleep. But, if I'm awake early enough, I might go grab a shower and go for a walk before I stream for Saturday. Which I, at this moment, do not know what I streamed. I'll plan that tomorrow. Because it'll really depend on what I'm feeling like tomorrow. At the moment, I'm thinking I'm going to try for Final Fantasy. Just to get a bit more of that done. But, I could also do more Phantasy Star. Or I could be that guy who's like really late to the party and do Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. While everyone's busy playing Mario Kart World, here I am in 8 Deluxe. With all the other poors. Hello, Gala! Welcome, Steven. Make yourself comfy, Snorty. Let's talk. Recently I was out for a stroll and I came across something someone must have dropped. It was a single glove. I looked all around, but I never found its mate. I can't sleep at night wondering if that glove was special to whoever dropped it, Snorty. Aww. I won't be able to rest till I get that lost glove to its owner. Then you'll have to go start asking around. I'm sure someone lost it. It wasn't me, but I'm sure someone did. Maybe it was Simon's. But, Yeah. I don't know. I could do a lot of things. There is a lot of, like, genres of games I want to try getting into, and I might do streaming as a motivation to do it. Yo, Steven, feeling strong, hammy? Chat with me! Great day for some cross-training. That is fair. I don't know what that means, so... sure. I don't know exercise terms. I'm yawning so much. I don't want to be yawning, but I also do because editing this and then going to sleep sounds actually pretty pleasant. Alright, girls. I gotta buy something for you today because I missed coming in here yesterday. So, what am I buying? Alright, let's see. Nah. Yeah, I could go steampunk again. You know what I'm thinking, though? This and this. Oh, they don't match. You know, those aren't bad. They're not good, but they're not bad. And then I'll grab this one. Heck yeah. And then... let's get some cute sneakers. Heck yeah. My feet would be so scrunched up in that. Like, those feel smaller. I guess their design. They just feel smaller. I'll go with these ones. Yeah. Not spending the most money, but I did buy a new thing in most slots. Alright. Hey, Sabes. Cloudy weather always leaves me less motivated. Makes it hard to get all my work done. Aww. Sometimes I fight the gloom by using the brightest colors I can find. Aww. But cloudy weather's great. Because it means it's cooler, and thus easier to work. When making that thing, I wished it was cloudy. You know the dumb thing? I still did exercise the day I made that thing too. Hey Simon. It's real dark here. Let's chat. I was just thinking about you. Thinking about seeing your face. Big old adorable round head. That was fair, Simon. That was very fair. I'm thinking about shoving Ed in a box and shipping him off the island. That's what I'm thinking about. And the Final Fantasy set coming to Magic. Oh hey, look who it is. It's the man I refuse to speak to. Unless he wants something, or is thinking. So Lucky Duck who found this. You know who... You know how you get so bored during commercials? That's why I came up with this recipe. It's too good to keep to myself, so I threw it in this bottle to share. You have to make it, like, daily. From moi, bon bon. That, whatever that is, I can now make that. What is that? It's a thing in a pan. It's mushrooms. Okay. Mushrooms in a pan. I don't know what that is. I don't know fancy words. You ever see the name of a dish and you're like, that just sounds too expensive? That's one of those instances where that just sounds too expensive for me. So, of course I don't know what it is. Rhonda is home. We get to see what her home looks like. Alright. It looked goth. She looks goth. What do we got? Oh, this... Yeah. Ocean goth. Thanks for coming by, Bigfoot. Let's talk. Aren't weekends great? I love the idea of free time, but I usually spend most of my weekend catching up on chores, Bigfoot. That is fair. Yeah, she got that ocean goth vibe going on. Ugh. I love that. But yeah, I just realized, I was mentioning OBS was being a problem, but I wasn't explaining how. So, on both of my instances of OBS, I have different delays set for the microphone. This has never been an issue before now. But for some reason, when I throw them into OBS, they will both be set to no delay. Even though the one that's recording the video, like the one that's recording Animal Crossing, that one is set to a 1,320 millisecond delay. The one recording me is set to a 0 millisecond delay, because it doesn't need to be delayed, because there is no delay between my microphone and the webcam. For some reason, it's not recognizing the delay. So I've enabled my headset microphone so that it can be the delay just in case. Hope you didn't need me for anything, so I'm kind of in the middle of fixing myself a little treat. What you making? For this, ain't nothing fancy. It's been a favorite of mine for ages. Some apple jam. I have the recipe. I've made this so many times I can do it with my eyes closed. Squeak. I think I can already make apple jam. Hey, look, you have it memorized too, don't you? Ask me how I know, but I know. Well, I've given that recipe near 1,000,000 times over the years. Say it's your turn to find a new home. And that will be the Nooklings. But yeah, like that's been so annoying with editing. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I don't want to go on this whole rant, but yawning is the worst. You can't change my mind on that. Diva! Do I have all the fossils? I'm still missing a fossil. I don't know where it would be. Let's come talk with Diva. Quack! Feeling psyched, queen? Lay it on me. Join the evening, queen. Me too. Nights get me hyped. That is fair. You know, let's have our KK concert now. May as well. Unreal, like, out of sight. Thought you'd stop by soon. You in the mood for a tune? Of course I am. Let's hear it. Cool. Any requests? I can dial up an old favorite. You can just tell me how you're feeling, and I'll groove on it. I'll leave it up to you, my man. Dealer's choice, huh? Cool. I got a slick one for you. Take a seat and we'll jam. As always, if you guys have any requested songs, let me know, and I will request them. Right on. Tuned up and ready to roll. Who's in the mood for a little KK fusion? I mean, I'm in the mood for a little KK fusion. And a little sip. But, like, I really hate it when computer parts, or like computer programs, not so much parts I understand failing. When computer programs stop working the way they've been working, they just suddenly stop. And it's not that I've updated OBS or anything. Like, even though that's generally what companies and software manufacturers recommend you do, is update whenever there's an update, I haven't. Like, that's stretch. Like, I've been rocking OBS 30.2.3 since that update released, basically. And, like, I basically stopped there because I'm like, wait, this is an update that's going to be removing compatibility for some things. I don't like that. I'd rather keep the version with maximum compatibility. Because one of the things that no longer is compatible is the GTX 980. Well, if I absolutely had to, I'd, replace my graphics card. I'm probably going to be looking used and local. And there's been a fair few 980s local for not that much. So it's like, well, I might need that compatibility. So, I think it was the 980 anyway. It might have been the 680. I don't remember now. My brain says it was the 980 though. So I'm like, I can't update. I'd have to downgrade my OBS if I did, and then my graphics card dies and that be the only local card I can get a hold of. So... But, I'm liking KK Fusion. It's pretty nice. Yeah, that's one of my big pet peeves with computer programs. I know I've ranted about that before for quite the extended amount of time. Just because, like, it's so dumb. Oh, yawning. Clapping! Right on, man. Why don't you give your pockets a glance? What's up to your booth of the show? That was like unreal. Thanks for tuning your dial my direction. No problem, man. Now, I know Simon gave us KK Safari, but we now got KK Fusion. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, I've heard that one plenty of times. Okay. I was trying to actually think of what one that was as I was listening to it. There's one spot I'm pretty sure I have not been. Aha! Found it. Like, it is the same pet peeve as, like, having to restart my computer just because Windows can't handle being on anymore. Once upon a day, like, back during the Vista era, my Vista laptop, which was a, for the time, pretty nice little laptop. It wasn't, like, amazing, but it played games. It did everything I needed it to do. It was a Walmart special, basically. It was, like, $200. So it was nothing special, but it did more than worked for what I wanted it to do. That laptop was on for at least, like, 9 months. Just on and open. At one point. You can't do that with Windows 11. It would die. And, that's with having automatic updates turned off. Which I may have done because I kind of got tired of dealing with updates because I don't like restarting my computer. I don't like having to do that. Like, the way I look at it is if Microsoft, by this point, has not figured out a way to install basically Windows Store updates onto your computer without forcing you to restart your computer, they don't deserve to put their update onto your computer. And I know part of the recent updates was Windows Recall or whatever it is. Their thing that takes a screenshot of your screen every, like, 3 to 10 seconds and totally only stores it locally. Totally, honestly, even though it stores it on OneDrive. OneDrive is not local. That's cloud storage. It can be local. Like, you can repurpose the OneDrive folder for local files. It doesn't have to be cloud storage. But by default it is. I've repurposed that folder because they basically put all of your desktop contents there, and, well, let's be real. I keep more things on my desktop than I could store on OneDrive. So I just don't use OneDrive. I have it uninstalled, but I've repurposed the folder. Which is something you can do. You can uninstall OneDrive. Which, you know, having some level of free cloud storage, that is a nice thing. I will fully grant that. But I make it optional, Microsoft. You know, make it something you actually have to purposefully open and access, not just basically a connection security vulnerability in your operating system. But that'd be too much work. That'd be too easy. Like, you know, it'd be too easy for the consumer and too much work for Microsoft, so obviously that is never going to happen. Kind of hoping to get a second thing to donate, because I know I've got the sea grapes. But, yeah, like, it does really annoy me that I can't just leave my computer on for as long as I want to. And the easiest way to explain why you can't do that anymore, at least as far as I'm concerned, this is the explanation. There are memory leaks in more recent versions of Windows that just simply have not been fixed. Man, Connor's getting a lot of little cameos in this series. But, like, that's my general theory, and it started with Windows 7. Windows 7 was good for about a month, and then you'd have to restart it because it just stopped clearing memory. It would just keep using and using and using and using, and it would be your Windows programming that just keeps allocating more and more and more and more and more. And there was a tool made back then that could basically be used to force your computer, every program on it, to relinquish all of the RAM it has. And then it reallocates from there what it needs to do. And that worked great. But you had to have this little program and run it like every couple weeks. And that's too much hassle. I shouldn't need to be doing that. But, according to Microsoft, it's what you need to do because reasons. You know, well, you should be restarting your computer anyway to make it last longer. It's like, okay, but how does putting a large surge of power through all of my components make it last longer than a small trickle of power the majority of the time? And if a small trickle of power, the majority of time, lowers the life expectancy of your computer component, then maybe that computer component needs to be developed a little better so that a small trickle of power over a long period of time does not destroy the component. That doesn't sound like a user problem. That sounds like a manufacturer problem. Especially given, like, here's an example. When it comes to general, like, regular electronics, not even going into computer parts. Light bulbs. An LED light bulb, in theory, should last longer than the owner of that light bulb. Because LEDs use virtually no power. They basically can't burn out if you wire them correctly. And they're immensely bright. Now just think of how many LED light bulbs you've had die on you, and you're probably going, nah, you've got to be kidding. No, I'm not. The manufacturers are purposely developing them so that they will burn themselves out. So that you have to buy more light bulbs. Because if they didn't, you would never have to buy another light bulb from them. Wait. Did I? Huh? Didn't I have sea grapes? Or did I donate them and forget? I must have donated them and forgot. Did I just, like, ignore Blathers talking to me about them? Or did I sell them by accident? I don't remember. I was kind of tired yesterday. But, like, done correctly, an LED light bulb will outlast its owner. Like, it just needs to be done correctly. But manufacturers purposely manufacture it to burn itself out so that you have to buy a new one. Like, they are literally building obsolescence and faults into their products so that you have to buy more of their products. And in some cases, purely because, again, an LED light bulb should outlast its owner, you'll get these companies that predominantly make non-LED light bulbs. Like, they make filament bulbs. Make LED light bulbs and make them really bad. In the hopes that you'll see their filament bulb lasted longer than that LED bulb did. So obviously their filament bulbs are actually superior. The things they have a bigger profit margin on. My brother watching in the shop. I know he'll do fine. He still makes me a little nervous. Aw, don't need to worry about Tommy, Timmy. He's fine. See you later. See you later. And, like, that's not even much of a conspiracy theory. That's kind of provable. The only problem is, like, because they're not making, like, wild claims about their light bulbs, they're not doing anything wrong. And, like, like, with how light bulbs are also, like, advertised to you. Just think of how often you've seen, like, 8,000 hour or 80,000 hour light bulb kind of thing. And then if you actually stop to read the fine print, it's like, while running for half an hour a day for, you know, the allotted time, basically. And it's like, so while basically never using it, it'll last forever. Got it. Hey there, Steven. I'm shopping too, Patterpuff. Let's chat. I come here a lot just to browse, though if I did happen to find something nice, I'd pick it up. And those cup noodles look pretty nice. Kinda want some cup noodles. We got some instant ramen upstairs. I think I'll actually have that for like a snack today. Which is also a thing. I want to make note for anyone who might be like kind of following my minor exercise journey, even though I haven't really been like doing much, like I haven't shown any of it really, outside of like a few times while I'm streaming I'll grab a dumbbell or something. I want to say diet does play a part in losing weight. I do want to say that up front. I'm not going to say this in a way of you don't need to change your diet at all. But I'm losing weight while eating the same things I've always ate. I'm just eating less of it. Like, I'm not overeating anymore, which is what I had been doing. Like, you can still eat things that you want to eat, you just have to do it in moderation. Which, honestly, isn't terribly hard. once you start exercising a fair bit and start burning off some of your calories that you're intaking in the run of a day, you start to realize how easy it is to eat in moderation. Because, like, ooh, do I want black or do I want purples? How do I make a purple rose? I'll go black lilies for now, and then I'm going to try to breed purple roses for around Rhonda's house. That's what I'm digging these up for. Because, like, your body will start telling you what you need once you start actually, like, working and burning off calories. Your body will be like, hey, we need a few more. Or, hey, this is enough. You know, your body does more or less know. I honestly think the main reason it's so easy to overeat when you're not active is, and this is entirely theory. I don't want to take this as, I don't want anyone taking this as fact. I feel like it's because you're not doing anything. Your body is effectively going into a hibernation state where it's like, right, we need to we're clearly not doing much. We are hunkering down for a while. We need to just store energy. So while you're not exercising much, your body just starts packing on the pounds because, well, clearly you need it for something. That's what you're telling your body by not exercising, is you need to stay put for a while. And what helps you stay put for a while? Hibernating. Well, that's not where I wanted that to go. Like, that's just kind of my theory around it. I've never looked terribly much into it. I will completely admit I could be wrong. So again, don't take that as, like, gospel. It feels plausible. And I say that as someone who used to just kind of sit around and overeat. Though at the same time, my overeating, I still wasn't putting on much weight. Because my metabolism is a jerk. Well, I say that. My metabolism's really good, which is a good thing for me. It's been making losing those little bits of weight here and there actually a lot easier. I'm seeing probably more progress than the average person because my metabolism is just... it's just good, and I find that really funny because I am so lazy. I still distinctly remember having both the health teacher and gym teacher. Gym teacher first, then there was the health teacher. Basically say, in more or less a mocking way, that, like, I'm, like, wasting my body. Because, like, I could be a sports star or something. Because I'm just... my metabolism is so good. I've got, from what they've described, an athlete's metabolism. But I just don't use it. And, yeah. Yeah, they right. At least I don't use it. I'm lazy, what can I say? But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I don't want this to be a terribly long episode. I'm kind of tired, so we're gonna let KK play us off into the night. And with that, I do thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Horizons. See you all then. And now on this end card, I would like to ask, if you liked the video, could you maybe hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? It'd help me out a lot. Thanks a bunch.